All right, let's dive into something really fascinating today. Macrobiotic palm healing. We're going way beyond just, the basics to really uncover how this practice can help us harmonize our energy for greater well-being.
It's amazing to me how palm healing, which has roots in these ancient traditions, you think about India, Egypt, even Judaism and Christianity, is now sparking all this interest in modern science.
Yeah, it's like this ancient practice is suddenly stepping into the spotlight of science.
Right. I mean, researchers are using techniques like Kirlian photography, trying to actually capture the human aura, like really delve into these energy fields all around
It
us.
really makes you think about all the stuff we can't see, right?
Hmm.
Our source material for this deep dive is called Macrobiotic Palm Healing. And it jumps right into this idea, saying that the universe is it's brimming with energy. These forces are flowing from like heaven and earth, impacting everything around us. So have you ever felt that, like that sense of being plugged into something much larger than yourself?
It's that feeling of interconnectedness, and that's really at the core of palm healing. You see, it views the human body as this intricate network of energy pathways, what are called meridians. So it's not about like manipulating the physical body, it's more about working with this subtle energy flow to bring it back into balance, to encourage the body's own natural ability to heal itself.
So we're not talking about massage here.
No. Oh.
It's more about like tapping into something deeper, something we can't see, but maybe we can learn to feel.
Yeah.
The book even talks about how practitioners can actually sense the aura through touch, like
Yeah.
feeling for those subtle shifts in temperature or texture that could suggest energy imbalances.
It's true. It's true.
It reminds me of how some people talk about sensing someone's vibe,
Right, right, exactly.
but this is more about actually feeling for those specific energy patterns.
And this is where the macrobiotic approach goes even deeper by connecting this practice to the principles of yin and yang.
Oh, interesting.
Those opposing yet completely interconnected forces, they're
Mm.
found in everything, absolutely everything around us. Understanding how yin and yang are playing out within us, it's key to this whole
It's
practice.
like that classic symbol, right? The
Exactly.
black and white swirl.
With a dot of each color within the other.
Yeah, yeah, a constant reminder that opposites are totally intertwined. So how do we actually start to see these forces, these yin and yang energies within ourselves and others?
Well, the book gives some really insightful examples. For instance, let's say someone has excessive yin energy. They might be more passive, overly relaxed, maybe even a bit withdrawn.
Okay.
On the other hand, too much yang, and someone might come across as aggressive, tense, quick to anger, you know?
So it's about recognizing those extremes
Hmm.
and striving to bring things back into a harmonious state.
Exactly, yeah.
And if we could sense these energy imbalances even before physical symptoms showed up, wouldn't that be amazing?
Of course. It's like having a heads up about our well-being.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And that's where palm healing can play a role. It can be a really proactive approach to health, a way to really support your well-being alongside other practices. It's really important to remember that it's not about replacing conventional medicine, it's about complementing it, adding another layer of support.
So it's all about taking charge of your health, right?
Yeah.
And the book really stresses that our diet and lifestyle play a huge role in our energy levels.
Huge, huge.
It all comes back to that interconnectedness we were talking about.
Absolutely. It all ties together.
But it goes beyond just what we eat, doesn't it?
Absolutely. The book talks about the power of specific breathing techniques, mental imagery, even chanting, to amplify the effects of palm healing. It's really fascinating how much our thoughts, our breath, our environment, everything impacts our energy. It's truly about engaging the mind just as much as the body.
It sounds like a completely holistic approach, a way of weaving all these practices into your life to really enhance your well-being. So how do we even begin to understand these energy imbalances and what to do about them? I'm really interested in how palm healing views the seven major chakras.
So each chakra, these swirling energy centers, they govern different organs and functions in our body. And when they're out of whack, it can manifest in a whole slew of physical and emotional symptoms.
Okay, so give us a quick tour of these chakras. Where are they in the body and what are their roles?
All right, so imagine a line of energy running from the base of your spine to the crown of your head. At the base, we get the root chakra. It's our anchor to the earth, all about feeling grounded and secure.
Okay.
Moving upward, we encounter the sacral chakra, which governs creativity, sexuality, and our overall flow in life. Then, in the stomach area, lies the solar plexus chakra, the seat of our personal power and self-esteem.
Wow, so much going on in those lower chakras. It's like the foundation of our being.
Exactly, precisely. Then we reach the heart chakra right in the center of your chest, radiating love, compassion, and connection. Moving up to the throat, we find the throat chakra, the center of communication, self-expression, and speaking your truth.
So if someone's having trouble expressing themselves or feeling heard, it could be related to their throat chakra.
Exactly. Moving up to the center of the forehead, between the eyebrows, we have the third eye chakra, all about intuition, insight, and our connection to something bigger. And finally, at the very top of the head, we have the crown chakra, connecting us to spirituality, universal energy, and a sense of oneness.
It's incredible to think about these swirling energy centers within us, each one playing such a vital role in our overall well-being. And the book describes exercises where you can actually use your hands to influence the energy flow around each of these chakras, right?
Exactly. For example, if you're feeling ungrounded or insecure, you could place your hand over your root chakra and visualize sending grounding energy to that area. Or if you're feeling creatively blocked, you could focus on your sacral chakra, imagining it spinning freely and effortlessly. And you know what's really interesting? The book also highlights these powerful energy centers on the hands and feet,
Mhm.
called heart of hand and heart of foot.
It's like our hands and feet are like these little energy hubs.
Exactly. These points can be stimulated during palm healing to boost the effects. The book describes your palms as acting like secondary chakras, which, when you think about it,
Right.
makes sense.
Because we use our hands for so much.
Constantly.
From like the most basic tasks to, expressing ourselves creatively, our hands are always interacting with the world. It's almost like they're extensions of our energy field.
Precisely, yeah. And when you consider reflexology, that ancient practice that focuses on pressure points in the feet,
Yeah.
it makes sense. Our feet would also have these concentrated energy points.
Yeah.
It's like we're constantly exchanging energy with the earth through our feet as well.
So I've got these chakras, meridians, and now these heart of hand and heart of foot points. I feel like we need a roadmap to navigate all of this energy work.
And that's exactly where the book's guidance comes in. It outlines a really structured approach to palm healing. It's not just about placing your hands on someone and hoping for the best.
Right.
It's about intentionally creating that space for energy to flow.
So, walk us through it. What are the steps involved in a palm healing session?
Well, the book emphasizes that preparation is really key
Okay.
for both the giver and the receiver.
So it's not just about the person receiving the healing, it's about the person giving it as well.
Absolutely. It starts with calming the mind, often through meditation. This helps you as the giver, quiet your own internal chatter,
Right.
create a space of stillness within yourself. Then it's about clearing your own energy field, your aura.
Like that saying, put on your own oxygen mask first before helping others. You need to address your own energy before you can really work with someone else's. So how do you go about clearing your own aura?
There are a few different techniques the book describes.
Right.
One common method is to imagine this bright light surrounding you,
Okay.
cleansing and purifying your energy field. You can also use your hands to gently comb through your aura, almost as if you're smoothing out any wrinkles or knots.
So it sounds very hands-on but gentle.
Exactly. The book really emphasizes using slow, deliberate movements, really being mindful of the energy. Once you've cleared your own aura, you then move on to generating that healing energy within yourself.
So you're basically charging yourself up with positive energy
Exactly.
before directing it towards someone else.
Precisely. And this can involve visualizations, breathing exercises, even calling in specific energies or intentions.
Okay, so let's say we've done our prep work, we're feeling centered and grounded, and we're ready to work with someone else. What happens next?
Well, the next step is to assess and clear the receiver's aura. Because if their energy field is blocked or stagnant, it's going to be much harder for that healing energy to flow effectively.
Makes sense. So how do you actually clear someone's aura?
You can use some of the same techniques we discussed earlier, using your hands to gently comb through their aura, visualizing sweeping motions to clear away any negativity.
It's interesting. I'm starting to see how visualization is a really key part of this.
Absolutely. And the breath is essential too.
Okay.
For example, you could even use your breath to gently blow away any stagnant energy you sense in their aura.
So you're really tapping into your intuition here, feeling for those subtle cues.
Exactly, yeah. It's about combining your knowledge with your intuition, that ability to perceive energy beyond just the physical.
So once the aura is clear, what's next?
That's when you move into harmonizing the energy flow throughout their entire body. The book goes into detail about different techniques for this, working with the chakras, the meridians, those heart of hand and heart of foot points we talked about.
So it's not just about addressing one specific area. It's
Yep.
about restoring balance to the entire system, right?
Precisely. The macrobiotic approach views health as a holistic state of being.
Okay.
And once you've addressed that overall energy flow, you can then move on to exercises for specific purposes. Maybe someone is recovering from surgery
Right.
or dealing with a lot of stress.
Yeah.
You can tailor those palm healing exercises to target those areas that need a little extra care.
Like a customized energy treatment plan.
Exactly.
So if someone's got like digestive issues, you could focus on their stomach and intestines.
Precisely. The book even has like whole chapters dedicated to specific organs and systems,
Wow.
offering a range of palm healing techniques for each one. For instance, if you're focusing on the lungs, you might use techniques that draw energy upwards using what's called yin breathing, which really emphasizes the inhalation.
Okay. So is yin breathing more about those long, slow inhales? Like, what would that feel like for the person receiving the healing?
Imagine those deep, calming breaths that fill your lungs completely,
Yeah.
almost like you're drawing energy up from the earth.
Wow.
That's the essence of yin breathing. And the book suggests that this type of breathing, when combined with specific hand positions, can really help to strengthen the lungs and promote a sense of openness and clarity.
It's amazing how all these elements, the touch, the breath, the visualization, all come together in palm healing. And you mentioned before that there are even specific sounds or chants that could be used.
Yeah.
How does that work?
Well, sound is vibration, right?
Right.
And different sounds have different vibrational qualities.
Okay.
For example, the sound is considered very young, meaning it's contracting and energizing,
Okay.
while the sound is very yin, more open and relaxing.
So you could use different sounds to influence the energy flow in different ways. I could see how using those sounds intentionally could be really powerful.
Absolutely, absolutely. If someone is, say, overly tense, you might use more yin sounds like or ooh during the palm healing session. Or if someone is feeling sluggish or low energy, you could use more yang sounds like or three. It's like sound therapy meets energy work.
That's really interesting. So we've got the touch, the breath, the visualization, the sound. It's really a multi-sensory experience. And speaking of the breath, I'm curious about those specific breathing techniques you mentioned earlier.
Yeah. The book highlights these breathing techniques that can actually amplify the effects of palm healing.
Yeah.
Just like with the sounds, you can use yin breathing to draw energy upward,
Right.
or yang breathing to direct it downward.
Okay.
For example, if someone is feeling really anxious or ungrounded, you might use yang breathing, which emphasizes the exhalation to help them release that excess energy and feel more rooted.
So it's like you're using your breath as this tool to actually guide and direct the energy.
Exactly. Yeah. It's about really harnessing that power of your own breath to influence the energy flow, both in your own body and in the body of the person you're working with.
It's pretty amazing how all these different elements can be used in palm healing. So we've covered the preparation, clearing the aura, harmonizing the energy flow, working with specific areas. How do you wrap up a palm healing session?
Well, the book outlines some really important finalization steps to make sure the receiver's energy is balanced and stable before they go about their day. It's not just about ending the exercises abruptly.
Right.
It's more about gently guiding the energy back to that harmonious state.
That makes sense. It's like you've taken them on this journey,
Exactly.
and now you're guiding them back to a place of being centered.
Exactly. The book suggests doing like some additional harmonizing exercises. This might involve like gently smoothing the energy field one last time, allowing a few minutes of quiet rest before the receiver gets up.
So the very mindful way to end the session.
It is, it is. And what's really fascinating is that the book also explores how to use palm healing for self-care, and even on people at a distance.
Hold on. You can do palm healing on yourself. And how can you possibly do it on someone who's not even in the same room?
So for self-healing, the book describes these techniques where you can use your own hands to influence your own energy field. You're applying those same principles we've been talking about.
That's really cool. I can imagine doing some like self-palm healing before a big meeting or something, or if I'm feeling stressed.
Yeah.
Do you have a go-to technique you use on yourself?
You know, one of my favorites is simply placing my hand over my heart
Okay.
and taking a few deep breaths, visualizing, sending love and compassion to any areas of tension or stress. It's amazing how just a few minutes of that focused attention can really shift your energy.
That's so simple, but it sounds so powerful. And what about this distant healing? It sounds almost too good to be true.
It might sound unbelievable, but honestly, there's actually a growing body of evidence that suggests distant healing can have real, tangible effects.
Wow.
And the book really emphasizes that energy is not bound by physical limitations.
So you're saying you can send healing energy to someone who's miles away?
Yes. The book offers techniques specifically for this. You might start by, say, focusing your intention on the person you want to send healing to,
Hmm.
visualizing them being well and whole.
Okay.
You can even use your hands to direct energy toward them, even though they're not physically there with you.
That's incredible. I can see how someone might be skeptical,
Hmm.
but it's amazing to think about the possibilities.
It really is. And the book even talks about how you can use palm healing for group healing.
Oh, wow.
Imagine a group of people all coming together, focusing their intention on a shared goal, whether it's for world peace
Right.
or for the healing of a particular person or situation.
So you've got self-palm healing, group palm healing, distant palm healing. It seems like this practice has so many applications.
Absolutely. And the book really encourages that exploration. It even provides guidance on how to further your study of palm healing.
Like what? What else is there to explore beyond what we've already talked about?
Well, for one, the author encourages readers to really observe nature,
Okay.
to pay attention to the energy that's flowing all around us.
So it's about connecting back to that bigger picture, that interconnectedness.
Exactly. The book suggests that we study anatomy and physiology to, really deepen our understanding of the physical body and how energy moves through it.
Okay.
It also encourages exploring other energy healing practices like acupuncture,
Yeah.
shiatsu, things like that. It's about becoming a lifelong student of energy and healing.
I love that it's an ongoing journey of discovery.
It is. It is. And the more we learn, the more we realize how much there still is to uncover.
I'm curious about this idea of observing nature. What specifically does the book suggest we pay attention to? I'm curious about this idea of observing nature. What specifically does the book suggest we pay attention to?
Well, think about like the growth of plants,
Okay.
the way they reach for the sun, or how their roots burrow deep down into the earth.
Yeah.
That's yin and yang in action.
Right.
That interplay of reaching upward and grounding downward.
And that's a perspective I wouldn't have thought of before. So
Mhm.
it's like nature is giving us all these clues about how energy works.
Yeah,
We just have to open our eyes to see them.
exactly. It's about recognizing those spiralic and circular movements
Right.
happening all around us, not just within our own bodies.
Okay.
These movements, they reflect the flow of yin and yang energy, like the ebb and flow of the tides, the changing seasons, even the movement of the wind and the rain.
It makes you realize we're all part of something so much bigger than ourselves.
You feel this?
The book even mentions that you can observe people's everyday movements and postures to get insights into their energy flow.
That's right, yeah. The book points out that even these subtle cues,
Yeah.
like the way someone stands, sits, even just their gestures, they can actually reveal a lot about their internal energy state.
So, if someone is always crossing their arms, it could be a sign they're feeling defensive, trying to protect their energy,
Exactly.
not just that they're cold.
Not necessarily, no. Or, if someone's always leaning to one side,
Right.
could indicate an imbalance in the energy flow on that side of their body.
Oh, interesting.
Not necessarily just a physical discomfort.
Wow. The book even points out that those little habits we have, biting your nails or tapping your foot, could be signs of excess energy or nervousness.
Absolutely.
Wow. I'm going to be watching everyone I encounter now. It's amazing how much we can learn just by paying attention to those subtle cues, both in ourselves and in others. This whole deep dive has been, honestly, incredibly eye-opening.
It is fascinating, isn't it?
It's made me realize there's this whole, unseen world of energy that we're constantly interacting with,
Yeah.
whether we're aware of it or not.
And that awareness is key. That's really what the macrobiotic approach to palm healing is all about, encouraging us to become more conscious of our own energy.
Yeah.
How it's affected by our diet, our lifestyle, our environment, and how we can use these techniques, like palm healing, to bring things back into balance and support our own natural healing abilities.
It's like a whole new way of thinking about health and well-being, going beyond just taking care of our physical bodies and really recognizing the power of this subtle energy that flows through us
Right.
and connects us to everything around us.
That's it, that interconnectedness.
Yeah.
It's a journey, really, that goes beyond just reading a book. The true learning comes from practice, from experimenting and developing that sensitivity to energy.
So it's about becoming a student of your own energy field, of
Exactly.
your own body's wisdom,
Exactly.
trusting your intuition.
Yeah,
The book is a guide, but we're the ones who have to chart our own course.
you got it. It's about becoming an active participant in your own well-being. Using these tools, these techniques of macrobiotic palm healing to tack into that incredible healing power that's within each of us.
This deep dive has been an amazing journey into the world of macrobiotic palm healing. We've gone through its history, its principles, some of the practical applications,
Yeah, it's a lot to take in.
and it's clear this practice has so much to offer anyone looking for a holistic approach to health and well-being. And it's not just about healing our bodies, it's about healing our connection to ourselves, to each other, to the world around us.
It's all connected.
So to our listeners, we encourage you, keep an open mind, stay curious, and maybe even try out some of these techniques we talked about today. You might be surprised by what you discover. Maybe this deep dive will spark something in you, a curiosity to dive deeper into the world of energy healing,
I hope so.
to connect with that unseen world all around us,
It's there.
and discover the power it holds. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Until next time.